No one remembers when the forest first began whispering. Some said it started after the fire in '82, when the sky bled orange and the trees screamed for days. Others claimed the voices had always been there, older than memory, older than man. They just needed someone quiet enough to hear. At the edge of a forgotten town in northern Maine, where cell signals die and asphalt gives way to soft earth, sits a patch of dense woodland called Wicker's Hollow. The trees grow too close together. Fog clings to the ground even in July. And if you listen, really listen, you can hear soft voices drifting through the pines. Maya had heard the rumors. Everyone had. But what drew her wasn't fear. It was longing. She wasn't looking for ghosts. She was looking for someone who never came home. Maya grew up 2 towns over in a faded blue house with chipping paint and wind chimes that never rang. Her brother Theo had vanished into Wicker's Hollow when she was just 9. No body, no clues. Just his camera found at the edge of the trail, its battery long dead. For years people said he ran away. Others whispered about wild animals or, worse. Maya never believed them. Now 22, with Theo's old flannel tied around her waist and his camera slung over her shoulder, she returned to the forest to find what had been taken from her. With every step beyond the first bend, the silence grew. Her breath misted even though it was warm. The trail was barely there, more memory than path. Trees leaned in like eavesdroppers. By the 3rd hour she began to hear it, a soft hum, voices, or wind. Her flashlight flickered once, then stabilized. But shadows danced longer than they should have, and something moved just beyond her line of sight. Maya marked trees with red ribbons, every 20 feet, just like she'd planned, but one by one, they disappeared. She knew she had tied them, could still feel the nylon burn on her fingertips, yet they were gone, replaced by bark that seemed too smooth, like it had healed over the memory. She kept walking. Hours passed. The light didn't change. It should have been dusk, but the sky above was just a flat gray soup. Timeless. At camp, she lit a small fire and opened Theo's journal. It was just a school notebook torn at the edges. Pages filled with sketches of trees, notes about sound patterns, and a phrase he'd repeated over and over: "The forest listens back." That night, Maya heard footsteps outside her tent. Crunch. Pause. Crunch. But when she zipped open the flap, nothing. No animals. No breeze. Just her own frightened breath clouding in front of her face. The next morning, her boots were wet. She hadn't crossed water. Then she found a photo stuck in her journal, a photo she hadn't taken. It showed her standing, in the woods asleep, from above. It wasn't a sudden revelation. No scream, no chase. Maya found it quietly, a clearing she hadn't marked on her map. A circle of trees that bent slightly outward, as if pushed by something once large and invisible. In the center was a tree, far older than the rest. Black bark, no leaves. Its base was open, hollow like a mouth large enough to crawl through. Inside, the air buzzed like static, warm, pulsing, and it whispered, not in words but in memories, her father's cologne, the sound of Theo's laugh, the feeling of water on her toes at their childhood lake. All of it surrounded her like smoke, curling, familiar. She dropped the camera. She stepped inside, and the forest watched. There was no sound, no birdsong, no footsteps, not even the rustle of leaves, only the slow hum of memory, alive and endless, echoing through the branches of the forest. Maya drifted forward. There was no corridor, no path, no clear sense of movement. Only space, soft and shifting, like walking through a dream where direction didn't matter. She thought she might be floating, or sinking, but she felt no fear anymore. The light inside the tree wasn't harsh. It moved like mist and warmth, touching her skin with the gentleness of a mother's hand. It whispered nothing now, just the feeling of being seen, and slowly, the images returned. Faces she had forgotten. Laughter in the rain. Her father's voice reading bedtime stories. Her own small hand reaching for someone she lost before she ever truly knew them. These memories weren't hers alone. They belonged to the forest too. And here, they were safe. Preserved. She saw Theo again, smiling faintly in the distance. He didn't wave. He just stood beside her, calm, like he'd been waiting. Colin appeared farther off, half shadow, half boy. He held something Maya couldn't see clearly. A journal? A photograph? Or perhaps a truth only he had earned the right to hold. June was there too, but older, wiser. As if the forest had returned to her all that time had stolen. Maya realized then, this place wasn't punishment. It wasn't salvation either. It was remembrance, a resting ground for the lost paths. A sanctuary for unfinished moments. A stillness where time folded in on itself and whispered, "It's okay now. You've been found." And with that, Maya closed her eyes. She no longer needed to understand. She no longer needed to leave. The forest had never truly wanted to trap them. It simply needed someone who would listen. And in that silence, she let go, the tree's bark sealed behind her with a gentle sigh, like the final page of a story being closed with care. The forest stood unchanged, calm, eternal, waiting. The camera lay half buried at the roots, its red light still blinking, recording, nothing but the sound of wind through the trees. Somewhere deep beneath the moss and roots, the forest remembers every name ever spoken beneath its breath. And it's only waiting for yours to echo next.